Hi everybody, welcome back to the Our Smile and Faces podcast. Question and answer brought to you by Guillermo Clothing and GEORDIE Gifts. So have you got any questions this week before we jump into these ones?
No, other than probably food related again.
Any food related questions?
Well, I quite like the sort of interaction we're getting.
Well, garlic bread specials.
Garlic bread specials, yeah, I think it's fantastic. Like,
honestly, we should become the patron saints of garlic bread specials.
We should be, like, have garlic bread specials on this table every single week.
Takeaways of the northeast
and
countrywide should be thanking us for this.
Yeah.
Who was it? Who was the lad that's in that? The one I thought that looked lush.
The lush one.
The one from Sheffield.
Was it from Sheffield?
Yeah,
was it?
from Sheffield.
I can't remember his name. I meant to remember.
He keeps people keep replying to that.
Oh, so he's called
Kez.
Like, but he's in brackets. His name on Twitter now is AWSF GB Special Leader.
Yes. Get in, Kez.
I like it.
Fair enough. If you're going with that title, we're giving you it.
No, you can have that until he beats him.
Yeah.
Someone will beat him.
Look lovely, his.
Someone that just needs a Gills. We haven't seen a Gills one yet.
Well, mine was a Gills one.
Did you put it in there?
But yours wasn't.
Did you put it on Twitter?
Yours wasn't a garlic bread special though.
Because I wanted to go.
There's a question about this.
Oh, okay,
in fact, I'll ask this question now. I'll find it.
All right.
Right. So, this one's for Deka. It's from Callum Irving. He says, "Do you strongly recommend the margarita special?"
It was absolutely unbelievable. Honestly, unbelievable.
So basically, is it just the garlic bread, the cheesy garlic bread replaced with a margarita?
Yeah. Margarita pizza.
I didn't know they did that, to be fair. It was obviously that I had everyone round mine on
Sure,
Saturday.
you could just do it with any pizza.
I was going to say,
Well, you could, yeah. I don't know why.
Imagine that, like
I don't know why it's margarita.
meat
a
feast.
pepperoni or a meat feast with kebab and chips on top of garlic.
Yeah, amazing. I know, amazing. You could probably ask for that though, right? Like you could probably.
It'd be
And
pricey,
just-
like. It would be pricey.
No, all you're going to get is just
Mate, it's
a large pizza.
Right, so you're paying for the pizza.
And garlic meat and chips in it. Garlic meat?
My
Kebab meat and
bill
chips.
was only 50 quid, and we got everything. Like we bought
Only
the shop,
50
like,
quid.
honestly. Well, we ordered loads. There was a few people there.
So what are you paying for a pizza, general?
Pizza.
5, 6 quid, 6 quid, let's say?
No, a large one.
That's what keeps the
More
price
than
down
that.
because margarita is the cheapest pizza to get.
Right.
So I think that's how it keeps
Even
it
like an
reasonable,
8-inch or something's going to be about 5-6 quid, isn't it?
No.
No, 10 inches is about
Nah.
660 or something, 7 quid.
If you go Rogers down there, it's 4 quid before 7 o'clock.
Baller.
For a 10-inch.
Happy 4 quid. But I know.
Nice garlic as well.
Me mate, I said I want a garlic bread special. And, well, I've said that we're going to get a margarita special. And I went, what the hell is one of them? Because I'd never heard of one. And he went, it's just replacing the garlic bread with a margarita. Hey, more storage, get it in. So I got a 14-inch one of them, and then we got a 12-inch bolognese as well. And obviously had garlic on that, then I got an extra tub of garlic, and we got chips as well.
Obviously.
And it cost you 50 quid for 2 pizzas?
No. There was other people there. I think we got a kebab butty or something, and then a few other little bits and pieces. So yeah, but honestly, it was absolutely tremendous. But you know what it's like from Gills, man. The kebab's right, the chips are mint.
Everything's right.
The margarita, man. Oh, Christ.
It's been the chips and the lack of cheese that have been disappointing me on some of the
Yeah,
things.
some of them look
Whoa,
dry.
Some of them are
There was
dry.
one with gravy.
Gravy.
Gravy?
Yeah.
Have a word.
So it was a pot of chili. No.
Garlic.
Garlic on
Pot
the
of
left,
garlic
and
and
it was
pot of gravy.
on the right.
I'm
and
not
people were
convinced
saying,
about
is
the
that
gravy."
gravy?
You could, mixing them together would be an issue, wouldn't it?
Like we're having like,
Eh?
if you're not
great, is it?
if you check our Twitter feed on, let's say Friday, Saturday, Sunday night, this is all you get, just retweets of garlic bread specials.
It is funny. I went on and I had like 30 notifications. Oh, right, it must be like crap about football. Pizza. This is all it was kebab.
We could be knocking this gravy kebab meat chips.
I'm not having
thingy,
it,
like,
mate.
but it just doesn't sound.
I've had kebab meat with gravy before. Not by choice, it was just what was handed to us.
Was it like
And,
just spilt on
They
it?
just fall in something like some weird scientific experiment.
I've had.
Someone just went, do you want that? And of course I do.
I've had curry sauce with garlic.
Yeah, I have as well,
with
yeah.
kebab meat before.
yeah,
That's-
so if I was at work,
Lovely, that.
It's still spicy though, isn't it? So you'd probably get away
well, when I
with
worked
that.
when I worked at the council and on the vans, if I was like wanting like some proper greasy food on a dinner time, I'd go and get like a kebab chip butty. But I would never opt for the garlic while I was at work because it's literally gills and you're lifting for a good 5 hours after that. Like,
That's just
so I used to go for curry.
the best words from that like the entire weekend. Kebab juice.
Kebab juice.
Kebab.
I retweeted that one.
When you just said that, it was all greasy and everything like that. Just reminded us of that.
I'm still
Kebab juice.
so last at my work that sits next was Katie. She's a big fan of garlic bread. How do you eat your garlic bread special? So this will lead on to Katie's method. How do you eat yours?
So what I do personally is I get a slice, like so I'll get my hands off, like, but I get the hands in and I lift out a slice as much as I can, and then I'll get two, and then scrape whatever's came off my slice, because when you pick it up it's hell on.
Right.
And then that's it, then I go.
So I do a bit of, depends how much coverage you've got. So sometimes you have to pick your way, like to find yourself into the garlic bread.
Right.
So I'll have like a little few nibbles, and then I'll be the same. I'll take a slice with your kebab, and then.
See, I don't see. This is two different methods we've got here. So I'll always go with a fork, right, and I'll just stab the kebab meat, twist it, hoy a few chips on the end to keep the kebab meat on the fork.
Yeah.
Then eat that one and have a slice of garlic bread. In that
Oh, so you're dual.
So I'm eating like that. But Katie's got
right.
a whole different method. Her garlic sauce remains in the pot.
Oh, dipping.
Right? She gets the kebab meat, makes like a little sandwich out of it, gets the chips, and dips in that.
I do wrap me chips with me garlic meat. Like
See, I need the fork, mate. And my garlic, there's nothing left in the pot. It's all on. And I mix it, then pour some more on.
On Saturday, because obviously I put the picture on my last came on, you know them fucking spatulas you get, you know, she came and she went, this is what we need, and she was like underneath the gun, like lifting it out. So
I think there is an argument for eating it with a knife and fork, like, isn't it? So you can actually get a little bit of everything in.
Yeah,
I eat it with a fork. I do have a fork with it, like. I'm not posh with a knife and fork, but I have a fork with it, yeah.
Yeah, so Katie at work, she's literally fingers in.
Well, I normally
garlic all the way up her hand.
Yes, well, normally I lift it up like that, so it's just wrecked. You know what I mean? Put it on, and then I normally have loads of garlic, obviously, which has been on the pizza. But then I have another tub,
an extra tub of garlic,
and then obviously do kind of what you were saying. You wrap the kebab on the fork, and then dip it into the.
I love garlic. Me garlic meat around my chips, like.
What about your takeaway?
It is amazing. Like, mind you, I'm not going to lie. The following day, I thought I'd been licking a pool table all night.
Yeah.
My mouth was. Well, I got up to watch the
My
fight.
arse had sore the next day.
I got up to watch the fight, and I set my alarm, and I got up, and I burped, and I went, Jesus Lord. And then I farted in the car on the way to my mates. Christ, man. Honestly, God, my stomach the next day was wrecked.
There's once before we ordered from just up the road from my house, and it came, and I opened it, and I just went, not enough garlic.
Yeah.
So I had just got it delivered from a shop, so I literally got in the car, drove to Gill's, complete different shop, just for a tub of garlic.
And their garlic's the best as well.
I was going to warn us, if you dare fucking start eating that, I was tempted to take it with us. Sell it to you.
Mind you, going back about when I went, sorry, but I went to collect this one, right, and when they give us mine.
Oh, yours was all like proper taped up, and like the whole box was like covered in tape,
because when she gave us it, I was like, whoa. I was like, that's it. She went, well, this is a margarita and kebab. It was so heavy, it was unbelievable.
That's what it's like when you get the naan bab. It's like you pick the box and
heavy,
Jesus, that's heavy.
My mate got a Chinese box the other lad. He went to go
to
China Cook, and he got this massive. I mean, it was amazing.
Oh, like a Chinese box.
Absolutely amazing. He didn't finish it all.
Salt and pepper, chicken and ribs and that.
That shit. Oh yeah. Look rush.
So, shall we go in for these questions?
Can do, yeah, can do.
I want to look at Adam a second. Our mic's dropped because the lights have gone off.
What light?
There was a red light on there. Has anyone else got a red light?
No. Near red light.
Still
Yeah.
okay. All right.
No, there's no there. Like.
I definitely had a red light. You know.
Is it?
Yeah.
No, mate.
Right. So, first question. Well, second question seems to answer that one.
Could be pointlessly recording this without that sound at the minute.
I know. Imagine if people just missed out on that.
I hope that one on the top of the camera's working.
So the first question
Scored.
Get it in!
Oh!
So Liverpool have just
3-2,
went
3-2.
Get in there. Sorry.
Secret Scouser.
No, well, I don't want West Ham to win, do I?
All right,
I'll get a point or anything.
I thought like you're letting the mask slip there, mate.
No, well, I do want Liverpool to win the league, I'm not going to lie, but...
After.
Newcastle.
Oh, okay.
You must have meant Man City.
So after Newcastle, like, that's going to happen.
I know.
Yeah, true, yeah.
Right, so Marty Lawrence sends in, so Metro Marty.
Marty.
He sends in, are we any better with Lazaro, Bentaleb and Rose than we were before? Would you happily send them all back home?
Well, we touched on that in the match review, didn't we? It seems like they're just trying to get the three signings into the team.
They're trying to shoehorn them in, isn't they?
I think there's definitely a player in Lazaro. Bentaleb in flashes has shown that there is, but then in flashes he's shown that he's never played football in his life.
Let's be honest, in the games where he's shown the flashes of brilliance, it's against League One opposition.
That's where he's got more time. But other thing is, neither of them, or even Rose to that extent, haven't played a lot of football this season.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah,
so
I think it's difficult to bring in three players, to be honest with you, in a matter of one window. Like, you bring in three players in a window, but then to just start them all, it's tough.
You would expect to just bring them in,
like what we've done with Kraft.
Well, yeah, I mean that's a waste of space, isn't it? that signing, but no, I think
I've had him on the field over Lazaro at right back at the minute.
I could see Lazaro being a fantastic impact player. Bring him on like 20 minutes, 25 minutes to go, and just let him run at their defence.
Do you think did Yedlin do that much wrong though to be dropped immediately?
Nope.
Yeah,
Has Hayden
both
done enough?
Yedlin and Mankiw.
Do you know what I mean? It's
Bring Mankiw back.
well, but Mankiw has got a terrible injury, hasn't he? That's
get
what
well
he
soon,
said.
Well, they both did, didn't they?
Yeah. But I don't know. I just think sometimes I see this a lot on social media where people, when we're signing players, they do their graphic of what the team should be.
Yeah.
It's instantly woof, they're all in, aren't they? Oh well, he has to play because I've signed him. I disagree with that completely. To be honest, you don't have to play them.
You've got to earn your position. Like, from what they're capable of, you would expect them to come into the team and start doing, especially Rose, England international. You would think that he's, from what he's previously shown and things like that, that you'd expect him
I have
come
to
in and
agree
do
with
well.
the Rose one. I was very pleased when we signed him, and to not play him at all, most people go, why are you not playing Rose for? Do you know what I mean? So it's a weird one. It's a weird one. Yeah, your red light's on.
Your light's back.
If you put pressure on the front case.
No.
Oh,
Need
is this
pressure.
mine? Oh well, we're just testing the mics as we go along, yeah. So next one, Mark Gibb.
That's what it is.
So Mark Blackford sends in, with Bruce flirting with changing something, be it tactical or personnel, who would you like to see play, and what formation would you choose? So use Burnley as the example on this one.
Burnley.
So obviously Lazaro's missing anyway.
Got to go and have a go at them, surely.
Burnley are doing well as well.
Yeah, they are. Unfortunately, they were great the weekend.
That's a difficult game.
Yedlin's going to have to come in at right back, isn't he?
100%.
Which, as we've said, he's probably been unlucky to lose his position.
I think Richie's got to come in on the
Get
left,
him in there.
and I think Hayden's got to be back in centre mid.
I don't think Richie will though,
But I think he has to, mate.
So,
If you want any fighting chance, you need to bring him back in. And I know it seems like you're writing off the lads already, but you're not. We haven't got the luxury of letting players get match fit.
you could
We
stick
don't
him
have
back
that.
in his old position on the right hand side and stick him in front of Yedlin, because him and Yedlin used to link up very well.
and
And then keep Rose and Saint down the left.
We've arguably never looked as good since Williams has been out.
Yeah.
We haven't looked.
But
like that.
it's
We've never looked that.
coincided with the 3 new players coming in.
Yeah, I know. In terms of formation, if you're going to what I would like to see, and this is the problem I have here when you say this, is because I'm going to sort of shoot you an argument down. I'd love to see 4-2-3-1. Right, that's what I would love to see.
So start me back 4.
So back 4, I'm going to stick with Rose left. I'm going to stick with Rose just. Centre halves would be.
This is where you're struggling.
It'd
isn't
have
it?
to be Lascelles, and
Yeah.
But to be honest, I'd have to say Fernandes because
Against Burnley, I'd go
Yeah.
Fernandes and Lascelles,
Yedlin would
because
come
they're
in
just
at
going to
right
lump,
back.
So you had
stuff.
another right back, okay.
The 2 holding midfielders I would have would be Hayden, obviously, and I'd probably have to say Sean still. Probably I'd rather have him than Bentleb. Then the 3 in front of that would be Almiron is the 10, so behind Joe.
Yeah.
Right, well, same would be left, obviously. Right's a funny one because I would have said Lazaro, but he can't play, so
Richie.
would I
Richie's
put
the only
Richie
one
there?
that can
Probably,
play there, innit?
probably. Oh, it's 4-2. Yeah, I probably would say, and then obviously Joe up front. Probably Joe up front. Yeah.
Based on what's available, I think that's...
Yeah, probably. You could actually, to be fair,
That's the argument.
you could say, well, no, you
left side.
you could say I would possibly actually put Joe left, Saint 10, Almiron right, and then Gale up front.
Yeah.
Might work. Thing is, they're definitely going to... They play a 2 up front, don't they? So they're going to play a 4-4-2.
Yes, that's
They've
true.
got two
That's true,
big
yeah.
lads up front,
Yeah.
so they're going to be swinging crosses left, right and centre into the box, which is why I'm thinking if we can have two wise players to counteract their attacking full-backs, and then our full-backs can look after their wide players.
But do you know what's funny? I go back.
Offside.
To go back, actually, to sort of, in terms of playing against a 4-4-2 formation, which Burnley will play, actually what we've been playing probably will work because it's just 2 in midfield.
Keep it how it is, Bruce. Well,
it will, provided
probably will
you
work.
then
Yeah.
Do
link
something with
up
it.
with when
Yes,
you've got
that's
the
true,
ball
yeah.
and
Yeah,
stuff
you
like
can't
that.
just sit on your arse all
You kind
day.
of just sit back and absorb the pressure,
Which is what we do.
they would love to do us to do that.
It would be 4-2-3-1 for me. However, going what I think we'll do, because it's closer to what we do now, would be the 3 at the back that we'll have.
It's going to be the same position. It's
That's
the same
100%,
formation,
yeah.
isn't it?
I'd put 3 in the middle and have 2 up front. That's what I would do. Because I really feel we need to be stronger in the middle of the
So we get 3 in the middle. Do you
Who
drop
you
either
dropping
Saint or Almiron into that 3?
Yes, I would drop
Almiron on the left of the 3?
Yes, I would drop Bentleb out of it, and I'd play Sean Hayden and Almiron, and give Almiron the licence to go.
So would you put Hayden on the right?
No, I'd have him in the centre.
Because Hayden did start the season.
Yeah.
On the right, didn't he?
Sorry, yes.
If
I'm playing Bentleb, if I was,
right of the
you'd have Bentleb is the middle of the 3. I'd then have your Hayden on the right of the 3, and then I'd have Almiron being the left of that 3, but having a little bit more licence to get forward. And I'd have Saint behind Joe.
I think I'd probably, I know you had a bad game at the weekend, but I think I'd probably still have Bentaleb over Longstaff in there.
That's fair enough.
Does Matty come in with a shout here?
Well, it's annoying he's not anywhere near the team, because I still think he's been one of our better performers in the games that he has played.
It's not even like, it's a point where he's not even making it to the field, mate.
Is it this contract situation, though?
You wouldn't have thought so,
Is that what it is? Well, I don't know. I think that's what it is. If he's off to Watford for this 20-odd grand a week, he's not going to play him, is he? He's not going to get a game. Why would you put him in the squad if he's not going to be here?
Right, so next one is from Neil Jr., all the way from Wales. He says, what position in the league do you think we would be without Martin Dubravka?
Oh,
bottom.
We're definitely rivaling Norwich at that position.
We're in the relegation zone without Dubravka.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it, yeah. And the times I said that last year, to be brutally honest, I said it last year a few times, we've leaned on him for God knows how long. I'm being honest there.
It's worrying when, as obviously you look at likes of the broadcasters, their man of the matches are always going to go to the goal scorers, really, aren't they? Let's be honest. When really the fans are man of the match, I would probably say 9 out of 10 times this season, it's probably been Dubravka.
Yes, it has been, yeah.
That's worrying.
It's terrible. Even in games when you're winning, you're probably pinning it on him.
Even games when he's making mistakes, he's man of the past that match.
Yeah. It's a real. We need it. It's not going to happen overnight. It's probably not going to happen with Bruce in charge. Actually, we need to move away from that being the norm. That he just pulls it out the hat every week.
But when you're inviting,
that's what I mean.
That much pressure on with sitting that deep in your midfield, sitting that deep, and not because again that's why when you they're lumping it out just to get the ball clear rather than trying to keep it. That then puts pressure on Joe Linton up front to keep a hold of it. It's a difficult job holding the ball off against 4 to 6 players every time.
Right, so if you go on Getty Images, right, and you look at the match photos from that game against Palace, they do a lot of angles from above, looking down on the pitch. There's loads of Lazaro taking corners, like it must be on top of the one that stands, like facing down over. There's, I would say, 5 or 6 of them of Joe, different positions on the field. Every single one of them, it's Joe by himself. Not another Newcastle player in that site, and at least 3 Crystal Palace players going towards him.
Well, someone sent us a heat map of his touches the day at work. Email us, and he was like, "You seen the state of this?" And he had 2 touches in the opposition box in the whole game. And obviously, people are pointing at that, and that's his fault. Where I totally disagree with that.
Yeah.
Again,
that wasn't the game to look at him, was it?
And I go, what I try to go back to is I know I was critical last week, and I'm not critical of. I was in one sense in terms of getting them in the box. I was, yes, on that particular instance I was. The things that I'm critical of is maybe, and this isn't just him though, this is the whole team. And as I'm saying, it's this lack of urgency and this lack of desire, almost. Everything seems to be pedestrian. Even running out of the wing, it's like, get over there then. I don't know, I just feel the whole team need a real rocket up their arse. And how many times do you see, especially at home, where I'll sit there all game and go, just press him, why am I not pressing? When we do then press, their defender will kick it out to play for a throw-in. And you're like, there you go, just put a little bit of pressure on them.
I think the worrying thing was it not the Everton game where the players started pressing
one
really
time,
high?
Yes, I agree. One time we pressed
the pitch.
and we got absolutely done.
Yeah.
And again, that's what I mean. You can't just press. There has to be.
You have to press as a team and press in lines and stuff like that.
And I think the criticism came from Joe last week because he didn't move up the pitch with the rest of the forwards.
Yeah.
This week, you can't criticise him because nobody moved up the pitch.
Well, in fairness, and we'll debate this all day, I would not rather have Joe Linton on the left if it was over Saint, right? I wouldn't, because I think Saint's more dangerous. But when we moved him out to the left, he played a lot better.
Yeah.
He was all right on Saturday.
That's his game, is getting the ball deep and turning and bringing it into play or playing other people in. That's what he did and why he had such a good season last season.
So next one, Jordan Pricey sends in, do you think if we get beat off Burnley, the Bruce out chance will start? I think yes.
There's already noise about it on social media.
But you don't hear anything within the ground, mate.
There's no way he's getting the sack.
No,
not a chance in hell.
No way,
No,
not a chance in
I
hell.
agree. I don't think he will get the sack, but I
And
think
even
fans are going to start turning.
Even at this late stage, what good's it going to do? You think back to other times where we have reacted around this time and got rid of one manager, it hasn't worked. Even when we brought in Rafa, he came in at a similar time, he couldn't turn it around.
What was it, 10 games ago with Rafa? 8, 10?
Yeah, it was 10, and Shearer was the same.
Yeah.
She was 8, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think
You've got to either do it, you've got to do earlier than, if you're going to do, you've got to do it earlier.
I honestly don't think sacking him is going to do anything. Of course not. But I think right now, we're probably looking at damage limitation. And we're trying our hardest
we need to get
dragged right
through
back
to
into
the
that
end
now.
of the season. The worry is then you go into next season and
Starts again.
Is it going to be next season what we expected this year?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's my worry, truthfully. And I think I said this last week, or I said to someone, even if we stay up this season, which we probably will, is it really going to matter? Because the next season will just be, we'll probably go to next year. I'm worried that
but you could say that every season that we've had for the last few years, isn't it?
I know you say that, and I hate to say this, I hate to go back, but under Rafa, when we finished, that will be Fulham 4-0 or whatever it was, and then I didn't feel going, if everything had stayed the same, I didn't think the following year would be battling relegation. I also didn't think we'd be battling for Europa League, but I honestly thought we'd be comfortable.
It's like a steady progression.
Yes, I really did feel that. I felt that.
In reality, we did. We were battling down at the bottom half
we were. What I'm saying though is that when
it was getting better as the season went on.
Yes, when we stayed up that particular moment and we beat Fulham 4-0, I thought, right, next year we might kick on and be safe earlier. And you know what I mean? Whereas now I think...
But we've been saying that since...
It's only been 2 years.
Pardew, isn't it? Really
so on the back of that, Daryl Mitchell-Hill also goes on and says, are any of you still totally convinced we'll stay up? I think, looking back a few weeks ago, I think we all sat there and went, we'll be fine. It's not going to be an impressive season, but we'll be fine. I think it's going to be a lot closer than what I was expecting.
There's worse teams in the league than us.
That's what we said every time we got relegated.
Isn't it though? Stats almost
Norwich are dead and buried.
They are, yeah.
Bournemouth, I think, will go down, and then it's between...
Yeah. Do you reckon they'll sack? How would you reckon? Sorry, I'm changing the subject here.
I think
it's a
if
strange
they get relegated,
I
think they could.
I think I agree with what you said actually in regards to going back a couple of weeks ago. There's no way we'll get dragged into this. Now I think it's 7 points, and like we've only won 1 in 9. Is that right? 1 in 9 games. That was a Chelsea game, obviously, which was lucky. 1 in 9 Premier League games. Yeah. I'm sorry that concerns me greatly. Like, and I'm struggling to see the way we're playing at the moment. I'm struggling to see where we win. That's as honest as I can be about it. I'm struggling to see where next win comes from.
You've got to score goals to win games.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that's like we've said at the very start of the season, we cannot do it.
I know like that, but it's not the scoring the goals that's the problem. It's the not creating chances that's the problem at the minute.
But not scoring goals is ultimately the problem. And we're centre-halves were scoring before, and we all knew that when the centre-half stops scoring, which happens, of course it's going to, if our strikers don't come good by... Because I keep going back to this. I thought by now they would be hitting a bit more form.
Yeah.
I really did feel that way. I thought St Almiron and Joe will eventually click a little bit better. They're not at all. They're exactly the same as they were at the start.
It's like we've said in this one and the last one. It's as if the three that have came in have had a negative impact on the team rather than a positive.
No,
push what
on.
I
agree. I feel
it's
like
actually brought
the three that brought in took a step back.
Yeah. I said that last week. Yeah.
That is the case.
We've brought them in thinking they'll advance, we'll make it better, they made it worse.
And we forgot about the players that were doing a job for.
I think they should, because I think they are good players, but it's just
I think they could
maybe not the right time.
Once the match fit, they could potentially be good players. Yeah. But like I said earlier, we haven't got that luxury to get them to match fitness. We're currently not performing well at all. We're playing utter garbage football.
We are, and if you think of it, if you just strip everything back and look at what we did sign, when you think of it, I think coming in January is hard enough because you haven't had a pre-season with the teams or anything. And going back to what Mark said is they haven't played any football either. So you've got Bentaleb coming, hasn't had a competitive game since March. And all of a sudden you want him to run our midfield.
So the difference is, you look at teams like West Ham, and I know we were linked with them, but obviously they brought Owen in, a player that was performing well, doing really well in the Championship. We've gone for players that weren't getting games.
Yep.
When we should be looking at players that are ready to go.
As much as I was happy we got Rose, that was still a concern, wasn't it? He hadn't played for Spurs much. Lazaro, I'll be truthfully honest, yes, he's come from Inter Milan, there's definitely a player there. But again, coming into this league, playing out of position in this league, and coming in from the cold, It's very, very difficult.
Yeah.
Very difficult, and we're seeing that, unfortunately.
So next one, Arun sends in. He's still yet to send with garlic bread special, mate. He sends, your dad owns a takeaway, man. So he sends in, sorry, it's been ages since I sent a question in.
It's because we started talking about garlic bread specials.
He says, I still know, you thought we forgot, mate. So he said, I still love yous and watch all the videos, but thinking about Newcastle gets me depressed.
You're not the only one.
Same here, mate. Same here. This is all an act.
Do you change as the week goes on when a game's coming? Because I do still.
Oh, I hate them on Sunday. Like, I despise every single person in black and white
You
shirt.
get more.
I do, like.
You get more excited and you get that little bit of hope as you start getting to the weekend.
I don't want a pint.
And do you know what, truthfully for me, and you'll laugh here when I say this, the two players that are even now sitting, I think it's Saint and Almiron for me, and I think it's just because they've got pace, like a bit of stomach. They're the two players that I'll go, yeah, it'll be all right Saturday.
Oh, you know. I'll be sat in my seat on Saturday, and I'll just before the whistle goes, I'll be, we can do these.
Yeah,
we can't.
And then within seconds,
but we can't.
We literally can't.
I used to say this in our Pardew a lot, you know, as well, when it started going bad towards the end, was they'd have it, you know, so they've got beat off thingy there, Palace. They've got a full week, you know, where let's put the things that have went wrong right,
well,
and then we'll kick off, and it's almost no different.
We sat here last week and said we need a reaction, and most of the time we've gotten one. We didn't get one this weekend.
Oh,
no,
we're worse.
We're worse, weren't we? That's what we're.
Well, we got a reaction, but not the one we were looking for.
A shit one.
So let's have a look. Oh, what's Adam text us? So Adam has texted us. Haha. Oh, so he says, Arun sent me a message 5 days ago. Give us your address and I'll deliver the garlic bread specials.
Yes!
One day, mate. One day.
Next time we'll do a live reaction here. We'll do a live game type of thing, then we'll get one.
We'll just have loads stacked up.
We'll get gills in.
Because you cut it anyway, don't you? So you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or a golden chippy.
Right, so Dean sends in. Dean says...
One's enough to get between two of us.
Is it shy?
Nah, one each.
At least four.
Two.
Yeah.
So Dean sends in, why do you think Bentaleb is getting games ahead of Matty, Longstaff and Hayden? We've answered this.
I need to touch on Hayden for a second. I've seen loads of people say, why is Hayden not in the team? And I don't know if I'm the only one that hasn't noticed this, but there's been a bit of... Have you not noticed during games where Hayden seems to be the one that'll go over at the side and like have a word with Bruce? Is like not saying like what's going on, but he asked a few questions. Then he got took off, didn't he, the other week, and he really wasn't happy the other week. He came in against Oxford and didn't look interested at all. If you see the footage when Saint scored and Saint's doing the sucket, he's not even smiling or out. So there's something going on there for me. If you watch the goal of him doing the sucket, Hayden's literally miserable as fuck, as if I haven't even scored. I don't know. I'm not saying Hayden deserves to be dropped there. What I'm saying is I don't know if he's pissed off with the overall situation and just Bruce isn't picking him based on that. I don't know, but he hasn't looked.
You want him to be pissed off with the situation?
Well, of course you do, yeah, but I think that's why he's not playing. He hasn't. When he had that tampering, when he came off, and he played terrible by the way that game. When he come off, we haven't seen him since really. And I think there's something attitude-wise that Bruce hasn't liked, and that's why I don't think he's been playing. I'd have him straight back in. Don't get us wrong.
Yeah.
But, that's what I think anyway.
So Jordan Morris, your mate.
He's my mate now.
Oh yeah, he's not your mate anymore. He's his mate.
Anymore, he's my mate.
Didn't he call you a straight wanker?
No, he wasn't that bad.
All right.
Said he liked me better.
Why? What was that all
Do
about?
you think wanker's the most?
I can't even remember.
It's like a friendly insult. Wanker.
It's anyone calls me wanker, I had 4 times a day. Like, what's the problem? Like, do you know what I mean?
That's why he's got hairy palms like Richard Keys.
I just there's no hair.
Do you honestly have 4 wanks a day?
Maybe 5. Really? But I don't understand. Like, it's what kind of insult is that? You know, wanker? Yes, I am. Probably you are as well, actually. That's just terrible insult.
4 times a day, maybe
Is it
5.
not insinuating that you can't get laid?
I do that now. I last longer. It was really funny. No.
That'll be because it'll be like sawdust coming out after 5 a day.
I can't.
Like a gerbil
I can't
case.
even tell you. No, doesn't matter. Continue.
He was a story
There was going to be too much sharing there, wasn't there?
Yeah, I kind of do that.
Sharon's caring,
Me
mate.
dad listens to this, man.
That's one for.
Her father doesn't know. So
That's one for off camera.
Yeah. I'll tell
How
you.
many wanks a day do you think your dad has?
Oh.
Deka senior.
Oh God.
How old's your dad now?
You started, mate. You
I
started.
did not mention my dad. Well, actually, I did.
You did mention your dad.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. So what did Jordan ask again though?
What?
He just said he's a mate and then went about wanking. What did he say?
How many wanks?
I don't get anymore.
He didn't even ask the question.
How many wanks a day does Deka have?
He says, we praise Bruce when he's doing well, and we criticise him when he's doing bad. Where has it all gone wrong since Christmas? 1 win in the league isn't good enough. Even that was lucky.
So to go, something I was again thinking about today. I think about us all the time, you know.
Oh, it's not when you have a wank.
Yeah, same.
Gucci.
Is Do you know the few games that we've had?
Where's that? Andy hasn't taken it to him and wrapped it around his cock while he's doing it, has he?
Take some wrapping. Do you know that impact sub that we had, right? So I keep going back to one game, and it's only one game, but Southampton at home were 1-0 down. He brought Carroll on. Mark didn't agree at this point, I remember. But he changed the game for me, Carroll, at that moment. I think Almiron, Shelby scored, didn't he? Carroll crossed the Shelby scored. So there's two players there, Shelby and Carroll. Certainly the opportunity to bring someone off the bench, like Carroll, that can really change the game.
But it changes formation, well, not formation, but tactics. Basically.
What it does do, if we do lump it long, the ball will stay there. Because you've got Carroll just being an absolute idiot, really. I mean, he's hoying himself
hoying
around,
elbows all over the shop.
And you cannot teach or train someone to be able to do that. It's just in you, isn't it? I'm going to body slam the lot of you to get that ball. That's just what you are.
That's been a big impact since
December,
as we haven't had a fit striker at the club, have we?
Yeah, we definitely believe that. I really do. And losing Shelby, and again, one about bringing Bentleb in, he ain't Shelby. I don't care what anyone tells us. He's not Shelby. And Shelby has his flaws. Of course he has his flaws. I understand that.
Many of them.
But you look at the start of the season, he was a top scorer at one stage, that goal against Man City, there was a few assists he was getting, that late goal against Southampton that I've just touched on. They're all points and things that he's given with.
Things that we're missing.
And we're missing him, but we're also missing that impact of, if it's not working for Joe, there's an option to change it.
Yeah.
And the option's not there.
That's what we haven't. When you look at the bench, there isn't. We've had a load of defenders on the bench because that's all we've had fit.
And my concern is,
we had all the right backs and left backs injured as well.
My concern is if you have Gale and Muto available on the bench and we'll bring them on, because of the style that we play, it ain't going to make any difference anyway. It'll probably be fucking worse, to be perfectly honest with you.
Right, so moving on, Mark Colby sends another one in. So he started a debate last week. I'm pretty sure we're all going to agree on this one. He says, is this the worst football the panel has ever seen? So amongst the three with it tonight, is this worst football we've seen in a long time?
In a long time, yeah.
Christ, aye.
Is it the worst I've seen?
So he's gone back to the 1990
it's not the
to
worst.
91 under James Smith season.
It was pretty bad then.
Well, I suppose if you,
You'll be too young to remember it, but
I've seen worst games, but if you think of, again, the last 9 or 10, if you're talking about an actual sort of what's the word, a period of games, then probably not. Because I was at West Brom away under Rafa, and that was the worst game I think I've ever watched physically.
And
even last season, the worst game I've seen in a long time was that Watford Cup game at home. We were absolutely horrendous.
I always go back to Cardiff away. When Kenny missed that penalty, that was terrible. That game.
So you have it, and I think
the periods of, if we're trying to say the period of games of 10 games, there's not been many.
But you go back pre-Christmas, and we weren't. Yes, it wasn't great, but we weren't feeling it like we are now because you were getting results.
Yeah, it masks performances, doesn't it?
The thing is it does it, and that's why I was saying last week. It doesn't matter how you're playing because you're getting the results. Yes, it matters from an entertainment and an enjoyment point of view, but would I rather be a Norwich fan now watching great football and being bottom of the league, or would I rather be in the league where I am now? That was my argument of it. I'm happier being in the position that I am and having to put up with dross than I would be thinking I'm going down, but I'm watching it.
When we've got the same again and they're winning games in the Championship.
But it's that whole yo thing, isn't it? Yeah. We loved our time in the Championship.
What I'm concerned with, truthfully, is if you think of how bad we've been playing, right? And I think I questioned this at the time. I was so pleased for Bruce that things were going well, right? And it's because I don't actually have that much of a problem with Bruce, right? While now he's not good enough, and that's fine. My concern is when things start going wrong, has he got the ability to turn it around? And me worry at the minute when I'm watching he hasn't. Because even in games that are live, happening in front of your face, he can't change it or he won't change it. That's a worry.
And it's the worrying thing is we can all sit here and pinpoint what's going wrong when we're watching the game, pinpoint changes we can make, see what the offensive team that we're facing are doing and think, well, you just need to do that to counteract it or to make that change. We can see it, and we're not football managers. We're not professionals.
It's not even the case. It's a point where it's not even attempted.
Well, on the game, obviously you watched the game, didn't you? Every time that the cameras went to Bruce, he was always talking to Steve Agnew and Clemens. Constantly, we're talking and pointing. I'm thinking,
Bacon.
What the hell are you talking about? Bacon. Because you're not changing.
Bacon.
Clip.
That is me.
I honestly,
I like it, mate.
Bacon.
How's the bacon, did you say?
I just like every time I watch, I know
Like, I
the
laugh every
words
single time.
are going to come out of his mouth, but it still makes us piss.
It's because he's like mid drinking that
He's
bottle of
like-
water and honestly,
because like,
How's the bacon, did you say?
how's the bacon? Did you
like when
say?
It is
he
funny.
came into that day,
It's
the
funny
wind's
as
picking up again or something like that. I don't know, man.
Well,
But when you
It is a
listen to
bit
what
of
the
it,
bloke says, you could
It's Keith
you can
Downey.
go. Actually, you
Yes,
could
Keith
think
Downey.
he does say. But he says, "How's the break been?" or something.
Yeah,
like
how's the
that,
break
doesn't he?
been?
But it does sound like he says,
Just think
"How's
about
the
bacon."
this is what's funny. If we're, let's say you were, ninth now and you've won loads of games. And
Oh,
he
that's
said that,
amazing.
he's the best manager in the world.
Yeah.
Like, because he's funny.
Oh, mate, I've got that on a surfer
But
flag.
still-
I've got a
still
surfer
funny.
flag campaign.
Yeah,
How's
that was
the
the bacon. It's just as I say, going back to the question there. I'd probably say no in terms of a period of passage of play.
It's bad, isn't it?
It's really bad.
It's
yes.
bad.
Go back, like probably you've got to go back to Allardyce.
And I'm not having this excuse where the players are being drilled with this formation. I'm not having it any longer. It was an excuse at the start of the season. You've had the players long
Well,
enough
you've got-
to work
You've got
on things.
five players in the starting 11 that didn't play until this season or the last few weeks.
That's a point, that, like, to be fair.
So
That is a point.
yes, I can get it from your defence, but you've changed your two fullbacks.
Mm.
Your three have stayed the same. Your midfield, bar obviously Bentaleb coming in, have stayed the same. But Sean only came in partway through the season.
And Joe St. new players as well.
Joe and Saints both new.
That's
Miggy's playing a completely different role
It's half
to
your
the one
team,
he
innit?
played last
Really,
season.
when you look at it since
So
January
it's
I
nonsense.
totally agree. Yeah.
It's nonsense.
And when you paint a picture like that, actually, it's bang on because would you say Rosen Mazzaro's never played in the back five in their life? So there's two of them that have never played it before.
Exactly.
Bentley probably's never played in a two in midfield in the way we play him. So there's tons of options to be able to change.
So John Ruddy mentions Shelvey on this one as well. He says we've all criticised Shelvey over the years, which we've probably all been guilty of. Well, not necessarily guilty, it's probably been right at times, correct to do so. But he also says that this season has arguably been his best. As poor as we are we just missing his vision in midfield? I mentioned this last week, didn't I?
It's that whole thing though of when a player doesn't play for a while, you paint this picture in your head because
You do, but
he has had a very good run.
that's what I mean. He
in part
started
of
the season very
but
well.
No, it was the other way around, wasn't it? Start of the season he was terrible and he had shocking game and you never wanted to see him play a game. He then came back
that is
in
correct.
and he was brilliant.
That is correct.
I've never been that harsh on him ever because I've always said
No,
he's
you
the
did. That
he's the
was,
cleverest.
I can't remember
Yeah,
what
but
game it was, but he was
Them-
That
them-
one game
the-
he was shocking.
horrendous.
There might be one game, yeah, there might be, but fuck man, we're shit, man. We're a bad side, and I still say this: there's certain players that can have a couple of bad games, and the whole world caves in for some reason. I don't get it, but there's other players that can be shocking for months and just keep on not getting away with it. But I mean, like for me, if you look at the midfield on Saturday, you've got Longstaff and Bentley in there. Shelvey crawls into the head of them.
Well, he's
literally crawls in front of
He's
them.
another one of those that if he doesn't start the game, he comes on later in the game, and he either changes it because he's hitting some balls, or he starts trying to drag it and he gets dragged back, and then he's hitting them long balls.
The issue you've got with Shelvey, and this is because he's not that type of player, is that everyone questions he doesn't work hard. And that is
whether the fight's in it, yeah.
Yeah, and I 100% agree on that one. Sometimes when the chips are down, he does let people just run past him in that. I do get that, but what I'm trying to mean is, I keep talking about us a lot in terms of having the ball, that we're not good enough. And I think Shelvey in that middle can create things, can keep the ball better than what I'm seeing from what's currently on the field.
Right, I want to finish on these two. So Josh Meredith, I can't get his name out. Josh Meredith sends in, why has no one lost their job over Joe Linton signing? Nixon Charlie makes me think that it didn't actually cost 40 million. So there's always been question marks over this 40 million tag that he's been labelled with. Do I believe he cost 40 million? Yes. Is he worth 40 million? No. I don't think anyone should lose their job over the signing.
Do you think there's questions behind the scenes?
Yeah.
That of questioning why we've paid so much money for this player, and also why we've signed him to play in a position
you
which he doesn't play.
look at the deals.
That's the question you've got to answer.
You look at
for
the
me.
deals we had with Vanderlecht and those questions over Mbemba and Mitrovic, wasn't it? It was only last season, was it not? Last season, the season before?
Well, that was the investigation, wasn't it, between
Yeah.
Anderlecht and West Ham for the tax.
So obviously there was something worth looking at there. Do I know
Paris
what's
Saint-Germain
happening
as well?
behind the scenes? No, I've got no idea. It might be fine.
Well, the rumour, apparently him and St. Maximum have got the same agent. So
Most of these footballers,
there's not that many agents in the game anyway, is there? But is it a bit of a sweetener? But I read a comment today that like that way, was it a knee-jerk reaction to sign him in the summer? We'd been chasing him for a year.
Was all done.
We tried to sign
It
him
was
in
already
January.
done.
It was all
Same was
agreed
already
in
going
January.
as well, wasn't it?
So it's not
Yeah.
like it was a knee-jerk reaction.
This is where I dislike the comment of, oh well, Bruce brought him in, like it was Bruce,
he didn't.
Bruce
That
signed
was
this
all
off.
100%
Really
didn't.
good.
I don't know,
He
people
was
have that
he
opinion.
signed on the day that Bruce
It
only
was
came in, the
literally
day or the
almost,
couple
yeah.
of days before.
Where I have a huge issue with the whole situation, it never seems to get picked up on, is Rafa had said, and I believe it was agreed, that he would have the final say on who comes through the door.
Yeah.
So, if you've got the final say on who's coming through the door, I totally understand your scouts will come to you and say, right, Rafa, we've found perhaps these couple of players, do you want them or not? These two deals that you've just spoke about, Joe Linton and Saint, were done in January.
Yeah.
Why is that happening in our club? Why? Rafa didn't want them in the first place. So why are these so far down the line when your manager, you haven't really probably approached your manager to say, they've discussed wages, they've discussed a fee.
It's been the
and
same
Rafa's never wanted
since Keegan. That's why Keegan left, wasn't it?
That's where it's all wrong. That is bang out of order. No, when he left,
thing
because
is,
he probably
he's-
thought this, like.
That's where football is at the minute, though,
The
isn't
signing him.
Majority
But
of
it go
teams.
back to the question about the value of money. And I know you defend him, and I maybe apologise for some of the things I said last week in regards to how much I hung him out to dry. But what I will say is, you look at Saint and Joe Linton, right? I would arguably say one of them, in my eyes, would be worth 40 million rather than the other. Would you say Joe Linton looks a 25 million player on the basis of the evidence? Probably not. Probably not. Like, I'm on about, I know it's the wrong position, but in terms of as a player, he doesn't excite me as much to say he is worth 40 million. And that's not the kid's fault that he's worth that. It's not his fault they paid 40 million for him, is it? It's not, is it? He didn't say I'm worth 40 million. It's not the other lad's fault. It is Nixon's fault and whoever you've just said there, but what I'm just trying to say, I think 40 million, I think 20 millions would be too much, to be honest. Like,
Yeah.
I'm only
But
being
it's
honest.
the going rate. You look at what Bournemouth, who we just mentioned before, look what they paid to take the two players from Liverpool, Ibe and
Ibe 25.
what's he
wasn't
called? Solanke.
Jesus, Solanke.
And they're not even getting a game. They spent 50, 60 million on the pair of them.
Well, yeah,
I think what we as Newcastle fans we feel not spoilt, but expectant of a player coming in for 40 million because we don't spend that money. A lot of teams spend 40 million on players that don't do anything.
We spend 40 million. We expect them to be a world beater, but in this day and age, 40 million doesn't get you a huge amount.
It should be getting you more than one Premier League goal, though.
It has to.
It should, but like I've said, if you don't create chances for people, they're not going to score.
But then you can flip that over and he has had a few chances. He has had a few. He should, like,
He got
at the chances
he had one chance on Saturday.
But
one chance
since
created.
That's
the
not
start,
really a chance, is it?
But since the start of the season, looking at some of the chances and the positions he'd been in, he should have more than one goal.
And I also go back to the argument of, if you take the goals away, Almiron didn't get hardly any shit because of everything else he'd done. He's so busy, he was taking players on. Sometimes I honestly, truthfully
team were
see,
doing well as
I
well,
honestly
weren't
see Joe Linton headed out to play.
But
I
if
see
he
him
didn't-
chested to another wrong person.
But
I
if
literally
you-
see things I can't
If
believe
you
at
weren't
times.
playing Joe Linton with the number 9 on his back up front as a centre forward, you stick him on the right wing and ask him to bring the ball and play and stuff like that. You would probably give him more time and give him more benefit of the doubt. It's because he's got that 40 million price tag and that number 9 on his back.
I think it's because Almiron was playing in a side that was winning games as well. Obviously, Perez started hitting form. Rondon was hitting form.
Someone put a clip together. I don't know if you've seen it. The Almiron's debut of the day. He put it on saying that one of the best he was ever seen. I watched it. It was about 3 minutes long. My heavens! I mean, it wasn't just. I mean, he hit the post on a one-on-one.
He's non-stop.
It was some of his link-up play and passing.
Aye, non-stop.
Amazing.
He came with a point to prove, didn't he?
I remember watching him that game and thinking, "Fuck me, we're going to play here."
Yeah.
I know I'm changing the subject a bit. Even he, the last few games.
Honestly, I've always said, I think if you pick Almiron up, put him in an attacking side like Liverpool, Man City, one of there, he runs
He'd be brilliant.
rings
Yeah,
around
yeah.
teams.
He'd be amazing. I still think he'd be amazing. Like, yeah.
Imagine
And
him playing the right of that front three at Liverpool.
Do you think anyone might come in for these? I know we're not the greatest, but like you're saying,
Nah.
it worries me a little bit. You know? It worries me.
I don't think.
Dubravka's the.
I think if
the one
Traore
for
left
me,
Wolves,
like.
thanks very much. They take Saint off.
Yeah,
like that.
he's been linked, hasn't he?
Has he been linked?
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't know. I just think of that.
But people say the same about Zaha. How a great time he has at Palace. He's never been. He gets rumoured every. Hasn't he?
Dubravka's the one which I worry about.
Yeah.
I think no matter what he's gone in this summer, I just hope he doesn't go to a team
We are
to
down
play a
then.
second choice.
We are down
I
then.
just hope that doesn't happen.
I tell you what pissed me off in midweek. You see Wolves beat Thingy 4-0, knockout stages of Europa League, and I just sat and looked at them and so much envy of fucking Wolverhampton.
Like how they're progressing as a
yeah,
club.
But
it hurt me.
they've got
They're
the
great.
investment. They've
Yeah,
got
I
the
know
setup.
what they've
They've
got.
got
It just, I'm just looking at from where them have come to
But
be in the knockout stages, beating someone 4-0.
It just shows you what we've known for a very, very long time, that if you invest in your team, you invest in the infrastructure, then you're going to create something good. Look at Leicester.
Yeah, I know.
They've won the league. They're sitting third in the league at the minute. They've got good
I
runs in the
think
cups.
I think out of all the questions that we've answered here and we've talked about and we've discussed for 2 hours or we've been here, the one thing we've never discussed is Mike Ashley again. Is it all comes back to one man. It's all
100%.
everything's his fault, but it's always Bruce's tactics are wrong and this is wrong and he's shit and he can't play.
It's because it's what happens on the pitch is the focal point.
And of course,
the focus.
And I think with the players available, we should be playing better football.
That's what this is the point I said
last week. That's got nothing to do with Ashley.
And I argued about possession, I argued about chances created, was that when I look at our players, we have to surely be able to play better than what I'm seeing. Surely.
And I know that there's been a lot of talk about it in the last few weeks, is that when we've been on this bad run of form, that there hasn't been many anti-Ashley voices and stuff like that in the ground. But I actually think from the team's point of view, that's a good thing. Because I've talked about in the past of that, when we've had all of this happening around the club and things haven't been going well, and there's been this massive vocal push towards Ashley out and stuff like that, that it's had a negative impact on what's happened within the ground and with the performances.
All right. But could it get any worse than now in terms of a negative reaction to the pitch? I've never seen one play worse. I'm not brand.
I think it could, because they're not, like you say, we're not getting onto the players' backs. We're not having that poisonous.
Just wait.
Culture. It could well.
That Burnley
like you said,
game,
that
I
question
think that
we had
Burnley
there,
game is a massive one.
It could go.
If we play as bad as what we have done the last 90 minutes, then the 45 against Arsenal, we struggle to get out one half. That's when the fans will turn.
But I don't think it'll be directed at Ashley.
It'll be, Bruce is going to get it.
Bruce will get it.
And
Bruce will get it.
Is it his fault?
Well, partly it is,
yes,
because we've just discussed that. We've discussed it for an hour, that he can't change formation. He's got no plan B. He's playing the wrong players. We've got the worst possession ever in the history of the world. It's someone's fault. It is his fault as well. You know what I mean?
It's one man's fault.
So we all know the root of this is Ashley. Everyone knows that. We don't have to go into the depths of that. Nobody likes the bloke. No one wants to be here. But he's not selling up at this moment in time unless the money's there on the table, ready to go. What you look at right now as a football fan of the club, if you're still one of the ones that are going to the games, is how we are playing on the pitch. And it's not very well.
It's as bad as you can get, isn't it? And yes, the players have to take some responsibility for that.
It isn't, because we've been getting results. That tempers it somewhat.
But
performances-wise, has been terrible.
But we've only won 1 in 9. We've only won 1 in 9 Premier League games, so I'm afraid that argument of it has been all right. How many games is it before it's not? Because if we lose on Saturday, that's 1 in 10. Yeah. And then all of a sudden...
That's nearly a quarter of the league.
That's what I'm saying. And it gets to the stage where these victories before Christmas, in February, it starts to run out. You know?
So the start of the season, was it not last season where didn't win in the first 10 or something daft like that?
Yes, we broke a record of never winning, but
yeah, that's obviously that's what I mean. We started the season bad last season. Yeah. It seems like this season we're going to end it bad, unless something changes. Yeah. And I'm not saying managerial change. I'm not. No. But something needs to change on the pitch.
Listen, I'm sure we can all agree around the table as we hope that, let's just say by some miracle, he changed something at the weekend or whatever, and it worked. And all of a sudden we did pick up. I think we all want that. Yeah. We certainly don't want it to be worse or what we're watching now. Me worry is, and in my heart is, I haven't got faith that it will change. Yeah. I think that's what I feel like.
I'm with you. But only a couple of games, 3 games, shall we say, from getting to a more comfortable position where you win 2 games, I think. Yeah, that's personally. What I mean.
But as I said before,
that puts one for 37 points, I think.
It would do, yeah. But my worry is if we get beat off Burnley, say, and Villa happened to win at the weekend, just say that happened, it's down to 4. I begin to worry then. Yeah. Well, sure, we've got Villa to play at home, haven't we? We'll have. Yeah. Then all of a sudden, that's the biggest game in history.
That's why I don't think we'll go down, because a lot of them teams down the bottom that are below us at the minute all have to play each other. So they all can't win.
But I think we have to play them as well.
Yeah, we only got Liverpool left, and we have a scenario where we're involved in that. And under Rafa, I did have a lot more faith of winning that mini league, that we would come out top of that. I'm not so sure at the moment that we can do that.
We haven't. like when you look at the run of games that we've had as well, we haven't had a lot of home games, have we? In the league, like I think we didn't have a home league game in February.
Certainly recently, it feels like a long time. It's a full month of January. I think we've played one at the start.
So it's the way the fixtures are coming out as well, isn't it?
Then we've had Norwich in a couple of cup games and away game, back-to-back away games. Sorry, Arsenal and Palace. The one thing as well that worries is the home atmosphere is so poor. I don't know if that probably doesn't help the players either. It's not great at home, is it? It's probably the worst atmosphere I can remember.
But on the flip side of it, the not having the poisonous atmosphere that we've had in the other times when we have struggled and gone down.
I'm with Kris that if Burnley go up early...
Sorry,
I say go up early. I mean, if it's just 0-0 still at half-time, I reckon some of our fans want to see a reaction and want to see us on the front foot.
They want to display.
Yeah. And do you know what it is at times? I sometimes say that we shouldn't be negative and we shouldn't be this and we shouldn't be that. But when does it come a time where it's just not enough?
Well, what I said,
it's just shit.
I put a few tweets on Saturday night and I hadn't tweeted for a few days, and I think all three would normally tend to stay away from social media after a defeat. We certainly did against Arsenal. Of course, it was a shocking game. But I tweeted out after that Palace game, in the criticism that the players were getting, it was deserved after that. It was deserved because it was shocking. Absolutely shocking.
That's to come a time where I can understand the frustration, because how you kind of just cheer along and clap your hands for shit, can you? Constantly. That sometimes the players have to do something to get you to make a noise and get involved. They have to do something.
All that it normally takes is
a
good tackle going in or something like that, or an exciting run with a chance.
We need Paul Dummett back on the field. That's
so,
what
it just needs something to give everybody a lift.
Yeah.
That's what it needs.
It's a bad time at the moment.
And I think that's why it feels so bad at the minute, because we have came off the back-to-back bad performances, bad results. We're just, but like I say, you go back a few weeks and yes, the football wasn't great, but we were still winning. You had a good feeling because you were picking up points.
Right, we're done.
Yeah.
Right, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Deka's off for number 6.
Yeah.